Animal Crossing has been around for 4 years now, and it's probably about time to start thinking about a new game starting to come out. With the release, the announcement of a new Nintendo console coming, it may be time to think about a new Animal Crossing game. And I'm going to tell you in today's video exactly what I would like in the new Animal Crossing. Firstly, I've heard a lot of stuff about this, but the lack of building upgrades, you did upgrade a couple times the Nuke's Cranny, but there's not as much stuff as I wish would be in here. Like, firstly, what is back here? Like, it would be cool in a new game to have maybe like a 2-story shop where you're able to go and shop for different items, maybe even some new, so let me think, like furniture items, like the bigger furniture items, and then the much smaller ones, which I think would be cool. And I wish Timmy and Tommy would actually leave the shop a bit more. Like, you only get to see them in the very beginning of your game, and then they're just in the shop forever, and they never come out. It would be great if they actually came to events. Maybe they took turns, like one stayed here, so you would still be able to shop. Or maybe after the closing hours, they would come out. And another one is the lack of buildings in the game. There is a decent amount if you count the plaza. There is the plaza, and the tailors, and the airport, and villager homes. But I feel like could be more with the 2.0 update that came out. You could add like a food shop, like maybe, I don't know, create like a special villager, not villager, but like character to be able to, like, you could sell food or buy stuff, maybe like a restaurant. But Happy Home Paradise, but it would be cool if you had it on your actual island. One more thing is, speaking of buildings, why doesn't CJ have his own building at Harvey's Island? Like a camper? Maybe they could get their own on your island instead of walking around. You could catch bugs, and then go to Harvey's Island, or on your island, you could have a actual, like, stand, and more crops. I think that'd be cool. Like grapes, maybe, or, strawberries, and you can make more stuff like strawberry juice or lemonade, maybe go lemons. I think more, crops would be great. And I think inclines. There's only like 2 styles for each incline, so maybe if you could customize it a bit more, like make it white, or change like the stone in the game, just give it more customization options. And buildings. Like, what about if you don't want a fancy modern museum on your island? Maybe you want to change it to like more of a wooden, like, there's a lot of customizations for your homes and villagers' homes. Why aren't there more customizations for the shops? I think that would be interesting. And 2-player and texting, it's so slow. You do have the Nintendo Switch app, and I wish you could text on the messages too. Like, you're able to do this very quickly, but when you're going to send like a note to your friend from another island, I wish you could go faster. Or when you're typing in names, it's just faster because it's very slow, and then when you mess up, then you have to go back. I'm not a huge fan of this. I wish it could be faster. And then, the lack of building. Well, not the lack of buildings, but that there's nothing on the right side of the museum. Like, I don't know what they would add. Maybe they could take the ballista, and they could make it its own separate building. Like, that could go very well. Like, you could go in and it has its own building, maybe an outdoor seating, kind of like the Happy Home Paradise. I do very much like this building, and it would be awesome if it was like its own 2 building. Maybe it would have like a wall where you could go buy some merch from him, like maybe a coffee mug, like a Blue Stick coffee mug, and stuff like that. Maybe a t-shirt, a hat, depending, shoes, that'd be pretty funny. Or plants, and maybe some of the lamp fixtures and stuff you would get more of. Because he has a lot of items that aren't actually usable in the game. It'd be very cool if you could buy these, and it would add more, and the game could add more items, like the wallpaper back there, that you could decorate and buy. I think that'd be very cool. It would add even more items to the game, and I do like the villagers coming in here. It is pretty cool. Maybe you could see Timmy and Tommy here too. And speaking of the museum, is how decorated is the museum? Like, it's so cool. Like, look at the water and the flowers and all the different water plants. Why aren't these on the actual island? In the new game, like this, look at the setup right here, like the dock. In the new game, there should be more plants and stuff. Like, there's only 3 types of trees. And, like, look at that. Look at all the plants and the cliffs and the palm trees. You could add so much more to the game. Like, maybe the customizations to go in the water and the cliffs. I definitely think docks and more trees and palm trees and rocks in the water. Like, look at that. You can't really make that. Like, it would be cool if you could make crafting recipes and go swimming into the river and put rocks and stuff. And like the trees, like maybe add some mangrove trees, just more type of nature. Because I know you could use so much, and maybe like a dark forest in a way, like with the giant trees. And this, yeah, there's so much they could do with this. Like, look at all the different textures. Like, they have it already in Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Maybe they could put it into the next game. And then, this is not a huge thing, but for decorators and stuff and designers, this could definitely be a big feature. Is see the tiny little gaps between. It would be cool if you could push them all together, like the storefronts. You could push them. You can push those together. Why can't you push them with other items so there's no gap? I think that would be really nice. And then, like the beaches, I wish there was a bit more. And then you could see the pathing here. You see, you can't actually put it under the building. And then you have that small patch of grass right there. I kind of wish you could hide that. And this, they do give you a pretty decent amount of pathing, but more because if you're going to want a river pathing, just an average pathing, dirt, or customizations, all that stuff, it can take up a lot, especially when there's a bunch of corners and stuff. Like, you could take up to 15 for one path. Like, definitely, I think more would be great. The multiplayer functions in the game, there's not a lot. Like, how cool would it be if you could create your own minigames? Some people do it. Like, it's very cool what they do. Like, they use the nets, or there's just a lot of minigames people create. But maybe more. Like, an actual full-on Nintendo. Like, you could go to your airport in the game, and then you could go to a minigame island, and then you could make friends there. You could have teams, like maybe capture the flag, or a tag with the nets. And it would be like Nintendo created it, and you could join it, and then you could friend them. And it would just be a better way that you're actually able to make friends on the game, because it's really hard. You have to know someone that actually plays the game, and then you have to give them your dodo code and stuff. So maybe if you could just kind of friend them from a minigame island or something, that would be really cool. And that you would be able to get like the different items, like in the airport, like that little TV monitor, and stuff like that. I think that would be cool. But minigames and multiplayer functions, they definitely need to add more to the game, because it's not very fun with the multiplayer. And, like I was saying, at the museum, you can see, look at all this decoration with the dock and stuff. Like, you can't do much. Like, you can't expand out into the water. You can't put the cliffing into it. You can't add anything. It's just kind of stuck there. Like, look at the rocks and stuff. Like, how cool would it be if it was 60 stone for one rock, and that you could swim in the river? Like, how cool would it be? You come to your bridge, and you want to put on your swimsuit or something, and you could jump into the river. There is a glitch for this, I believe, but that would be so cool if you could just jump into the water, like the ocean mechanics for the game. And that would be super cool if you could actually swim in the rivers. This is my biggest thing I would like to see in a new Animal Crossing game, is multiplayer. Like, with 2-player, you have, like, Super Smash Bros. you have Mario Kart. All of those are very good two-player games, but Animal Crossing just kind of lacks in two-player. Firstly, you have to call on the character, and I think it would be cool if maybe you could have like a split screen in a way. So like right through the middle of the screen, there's me, and then there's the other player that you're playing with, and you could go and you can see that you have to follow the main leader, and the main player can place items, but the multiplayer, the second player, they can just open the tools. That's it. So I wish you had a multiplayer, and one could go decorate one side of the island, and the other could decorate the other side of the island too. And you could just have a more multiplayer function, because right now it's not very great. Same with the on the internet play, like where you can join players on the internet. I wish you could have like 5 modes for them. Like there's one where you just run around. You can't pick up anything, you can't hit anything, and then there's one where you can just kind of run around and you can pick up stuff, and then you could go on to like an app and you could pick what you would like them to be. Like they could have all functions as the main player. Put pathing down, terraform with the water, place items, so then maybe you could have some help designing like your island and stuff. And that would be a great feature in the game. Those are some of the features I would like to see in the new game. I'm very, very excited for it, and I hope it comes out in the next year or so, because Animal Crossing New License is so fun. I'm really excited to see what they do next. So thank you for watching today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.